What comes to my mind is story with Tribhuvan Prabhu. Actually, very inspiring story. One time he was describing how Srila Prabhupada said, I brought these deities, Radha-Londonisvara, just for you, and now just only come and you take him. So I'm really so inspired by this story which Tribhuvan Prabhu is telling. So I think all of us, who are following this instruction of Prabhupada, we want Radha-Londonisvara, right? In our lives, we want them more and more. It's only we cannot resist. We want to take them, and then hopefully, we can do our service for the rest of our life.
Well, just looking at Sri Radha-Londonisvara today, just being captivated and blown away by their Lordships' beautiful smiles and their wonderful, appealing expressions, and thinking, why is it taking so long to become purified, when actually I could just surrender to them, because they're so beautiful and so kind and so loving, and all they're asking is for us to come back home and live with them.
Thank you.
I love the service for Sri Radha-Londonisvara. I feel so privileged to serve them because they're Srila Prabhupada's favorite deities. They're also my favorite deities. They always look so beautiful and they're always dressed so nicely. And it's just overwhelming when you get to serve them.
Because they're unique, I used to travel in all the world, in many different temples, and I never saw any deities like that. They just, wow, they have really amazing faces. They're like alive. Sometimes I look and I feel like they would come from altar and start to walk. And you can feel sometimes their mood. Sometimes you can feel which mood they have. Their face is like changing.
I think like the mood of being grateful, is getting like more developing, increasing, to being grateful to Srila Prabhupada, to Lord-Krishna, this opportunity to serve is given.
I think the best service for me is making garlands for them and using all the flowers, trying to make something creative for them, be it garlands or flower mukuts or even flower outfits or something like that. So yeah, definitely working with flowers to make something for the outfits, yeah.
What is not special about Radha-Londonisvara? Everything about them is so special. They're the most beautiful, they're the most merciful, and more than, like, even though I have done services in few temples, but Radha-Londonisvara has engaged me in the most amount of services which I have never even dreamt of that I would be doing. And especially when we come inside the temple and we have the desire to do service, they can engage us 24 hours, 365 days in a year. They can engage us in service all the time. Radha-Londonisvara makes me feel the glimpse or more of feeling of how it is in the spiritual world, because we're always serving Krishnas, always being with devotees. It's so amazing.
Radha-Londonisvara, where do I begin? They are one of the most merciful, most beautiful deities I've ever laid my eyes on. And they're so special because they're the first deities which Prabhupada has installed himself. and they reciprocate to whatever you ask them, and they know best what's good for you, and they are in this temple. They're one of the best places in the world.
Well, I'll say Radha-Londonisvara is very merciful, and all of them, JBS, are very merciful, and I'm very attached to JBS.
Currently, I come whenever I can for the lunchtime. I think it's called the Boat Arti, and most of the time I play Madonga and lead the Arti, or play Madonga, so I get to play and sing in front of Radha-Londonisvara. If I'm busy, I can't come, and I miss coming. So when I do come, I really look forward to coming and seeing them again and playing for them, hopefully making them happy, pleasing them by this. In the past, I've done different services like cleaning the temple and being in the kitchen, cooking, washing dishes and stuff like that, but mainly at the moment I'm doing this kirtan service. I get pleasure in seeing the devotees liking it, that's what I like. Yeah. What I think is very special and what I've come to realise that I think that in my life they've always been there, even before I even knew about Krishna. I feel that they've always been in my life, and they are special because they've helped me to get through some very dark phases of my life. And it's by seeing them and coming to the temple and having the association with devotees that's actually made me a better person. That's what's special, and to feel that they love you regardless of where you're coming from, or what kind of person you are, what your position is in society. They have so much love for people. You know.
That's one thing this temple has a lot of, is like presence of the deities in Prabhupada. Like, so they're very. I know all deities are Christian and they're alive, but like these deities are very alive. They actually will do things, and like when you're thinking about something, when you're like struggling, going through a doubt or something, then the class will come up, or like this. They'll always arrange for your purification in like the nicest way, and that's one thing I've appreciated the most. Yeah.
They're so special because they are like supreme magicians. You know, before I came to the temple, I thought there were some kind of coincidences and signs in my life, and I was looking for the source of that. And then I came to the temple, and that's where I found most of them. It just out of sudden, he was showering with all the most beautiful, wonderful coincidences, and Mahaprasad will come at the right time, and you know, right person at the right moment, and all these little bits and pieces when you feel that you're loved and somebody takes care of you. And I felt, wow, Radha-Londonisvara is really special. I better stick to that guy on the altar.
They are very charming in general. I especially like Radharani. So, yeah. And they are very merciful. They are obviously very merciful.
We bring fruits, various items every week, and also on big occasions like Yath Yatra, you know, we bring the offerings, we get other people involved as well, you know, so we try to get everybody involved in the festivals.
My favorite things to do for Radha-Londonisvara, normally I go to Pujari and I teach them Rasgullas, the Mangal sweet. That's Mahavishnu Swami ordered for me. That's what I do. That's what I like to do. Get the best sweet for the Mangala sweet.
Probably my favorite service is Pujari service, like dressing, doing Abhishek, Yagyas, these kind of things. Yeah, this is my favorite service. And eating Mahaprasad of Radha-Londonisvara as well.
Favourite service? That's really hard to decide because it's all really good.
Or dressing Jai Jagannath Balaram Subhadra and making all the extra garments.
Clapping hands during the bhajans.
Taking prasad, dancing, and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books.
Yeah, pineapple. You know, I always, every, I don't know why, because, I always like to bring, whatever fruits or what I bring, I always try to bring a pineapple. I don't know why, but, I always make sure that I, in my selection of fruits, there's always a pineapple in the program.
I enjoy more to bring many new souls towards Krishna's feet. And this is happening and this lives more. Because this temple is so special and Prabhupada's first temple in London.
Srila Prabhupada also said, this Krishna actually is Vrindavan Krishna. This is the most resembling face of Krishna from Goloka. So actually we are very fortunate to assist and to be in the presence of these beautiful deities. And actually what I also treasure, darshans, and especially japa and kirtans.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna has asked us to always think of him and become his devotee. And actually when we see the beautiful form of the deity, the idea is we're seeing every day, you're fortunate devotees who do this, then even when you close your eyes you'll see Radha-Londonisvara. And this is Krishna's instruction to always think of me. And he's appeared so kindly in such a beautiful form that just melts the heart when you see him, that how can you fail to feel very blissful when you just see the beautiful form and think, how can I please be engaged in some service to please you? So actually all the activities in the day we can dedicate to thinking, actually I'm simply the servant of the Lord, and here is the Lord kindly appearing before me on the altar. So let me try to use as much as possible every conscious moment in serving the Lord. And even we forget the physical form, even we become absorbed in the service, if we come to recognize by this nice association of having these wonderful regular daily programs in Radha-Londonisvara's temple, then we can know who we're actually doing it for and keep our hearts and minds fixed on Radha-Londonisvara.